The darkness envelops you like a suffocating shroud, wouldn't you agree? There you lie, wide awake at 3 a.m., staring blindly at the ceiling as the demons of your financial woes dance in your mind. You've been sleep-deprived, haunted by the weight of bills stacked higher than the pride you used to have. Every tick of the clock feels like a reminder of your failure, a cruel joke played by life itself. You hear the faint sound of your partner's frustrated sighs, the whispers of concern growing louder with each passing month. What a miserable cacophony. The alarm rings, jarring you from your restless thoughts. But even that small comfort only elicits a jolt of anxiety. Your heart races. Will today be the day when the dreaded decline message appears on your card? The thought sends a chill down your spine. You gather the courage to make a purchase, your hands trembling as you slide the card, holding your breath. Approved feels like a sweet, elusive dream. But declined? The shame washes over you like a freezing wave, leaving a bitter taste in your mouth. You look around. Everyone else seems so carefree, so confident. What do they know that you don't? Everyone locked in the rotating cycle of debt desperately wants to believe that it's temporary, that they can claw their way out of this pit. But deep down, in those moments of stillness, you can't help but wonder if this is your life now. Forever. You catch a glimpse of the judgment on a friend's face when your wallet nudges you to decide between groceries and your overdue utility bill. Your stomach drops. It's humiliating. How did I let it get this far? You think as you attempt to mask your shame, but the silence is deafening. And that's where most people get it wrong, the moment they allow that silence to swallow them whole. Instead of confronting the void, they bury it deeper, with fast food drive-thrus and neglected budgets, thinking that the numbness will somehow dissolve the problem. But you know better. The worry festers. You feel as if you're a slave to your spending, each purchase a shackle, each bill a chain tightening around you, squeezing the breath from your lungs. There's nothing noble about financial suffering, and yet, here you are, becoming a ghost, whispering to yourself about what could have been. And let's face it, the stress gnaws at your soul. You think about your future, and a creeping terror digs in that no one is coming to save you. It's a solitary struggle, isn't it? And it's suffocating. You wake up each morning wishing you could embrace peace of mind, but instead, you face the grind of uncertainty. The kids have no idea how you're spending late nights working overtime while they innocently play around, oblivious to the storm brewing beneath the surface of your forced smile. You're strong, you tell yourself, but you can't ignore the creeping thoughts, the shame clawing at your dignity. The mental image of what financial success looks like keeps flashing before you, stable, secure, and free. But that's not your reality. Each statement that arrives in the mail feels like an emblem of failure. Freedom becomes a word you no longer recognize, shrouded in desperation and obscured by looming debts. You keep telling yourself, I'll get to it later. But later never seems to come. As the sun creeps through the window, you fight against the impulse to sink back into the oblivion of avoidance. A familiar pit in your stomach warns you. Today is another day to confront what feels insurmountable. You know you're not alone in this struggle. There are countless others who walk the same uncertain path cloaked in fear. You're part of a silent army gripped by the same broken dreams, but each day that passes only solidifies your descent into despair. Does this sound familiar? The cycle of shame, the lack of sleep, and the constant weight of anxiety spiral into a chaotic existence where nothing feels attainable. You start hiding not just from your debt but from everything else that fuels it. The invasive thoughts, the reminders of financial responsibility, even the connection with your loved ones begins to fray under the strain. You can't ignore it any longer. This is a clarion call. Forgive yourself and take your first steps toward recovery. If you identified with this, it's time to take action. Subscribe to recover your dignity. The road ahead is about transformation, not just escaping the nightmare, but awakening to a reality where peace of mind becomes your new normal. It's not too late to reclaim your story. Thousands have walked this journey before you. Let's move ahead and light the way together. Picture this: Warren Buffett, a man revered not for the complexity of his wealth, but for his astonishing simplicity. The Oracle of Omaha, as he's affectionately called, isn't a celebrity tossing around financial jargon designed to intimidate. Instead, picture him in a humble office, a warm smile gracing his face, surrounded by newspapers, a few essential documents, and yes, a young intern nervously dissecting the market. His demeanor says it all. calmness in the face of a storm. In stark contrast to the chaos enveloping you in your financial life, here stands a man who represents reason amidst recklessness, but what he said about debt changed everything. Warren Buffett famously said, "The first rule is not to lose. The second rule is not to forget the first rule." It is an unwavering mantra that echoes through the halls of financial wisdom. With every statement, every deliberate word, he warns against the perils of debt, not merely as an abstract principle, but as a core element of a sound financial strategy. While others fall prey to the intoxicating allure of instant gratification, overtaken by desire and social pressures, Buffett stands tall, advocating for patience and prudence. And that's where most people get it wrong. They see debt as a mere inconvenience, like a pesky speed bump on their path to prosperity. What they fail to grasp is that every dollar borrowed is a chain binding them to a cycle of servitude. Viewing life through the lens of debt-purchased identity is misleading and destructive. You don't need a flashy car or designer clothes to earn respect or love. That's the lie the world peddles, a trick disguised as success. Buffett, with his austere wardrobe of plaid shirts and glasses framed by gentle wisdom, approaches wealth building through virtue, discipline, and most importantly, simplicity. Despite his vast fortune, he lives in the same modest home he purchased decades ago. Why? Because to him, financial freedom isn't about consuming or showcasing wealth, but about the dignity of choice and the peace of mind that comes with avoiding the burden of debt. Picture yourself in a similar state of grace amidst your spiral. Imagine trading the relentless anxiety that fills your heart every time you glance at your bank account for the tranquility rooted in Warren Buffett's principles. You could unshackle yourself from those financial demons that taunt you with their insistence that you are locked into an endless cycle of struggle. But you must ask yourself, how far are you willing to go to reclaim your dignity? What's your first step? Listen closely. Buffett teaches that the path to recovery is paved in actionable, bite-sized steps. Invest in yourself, he says, not only through financial literacy, but by nurturing your inner resilience. You don't need complicated algorithms or insider secrets. You need to confront your reality with honesty and conviction. Imagine we could extract just one nugget of wisdom from Warren Buffett's treasure chest. It would be this: the opinion of others matters little in the face of your own financial freedom. In a world dominated by appearances, it takes courage to reject the lifestyle creep, the slow padding of your expenses disguised as prosperity. You must embrace the discomfort of living below your means, and in turn, cultivate the freedom to say no to impulsive purchases driven by societal pressures. Let's consider a moment of brutal honesty. You've felt the whispers of envy, haven't you? The pressure to match peers, to flaunt financial status you don't possess, is all-consuming. But the secret that follows could save your retirement. True wealth isn't measured in the flashy displays, but in serenity. The greatest investment you can make now is learning to live within your means and understanding that it's perfectly acceptable to prioritize your financial health over the opinions of onlookers. Today, Buffett remains invested in those qualities that won't drown him in misery: the importance of saving, patience, and the sound practice of avoiding debt. He stands like a lighthouse in the stormy sea of modern consumerism. This isn't merely about making money, it's about acquiring financial dignity, that elusive quality you crave but that feels like a distant memory. But can a man of his stature truly understand what I'm going through? You hesitate to ponder. The answer is yes. Buffett didn't amass wealth overnight. He weathered storms, made mistakes, and learned regretfully what financial missteps can lead to: shame, embarrassment, silence. He stresses the importance of learning from those mistakes, even if they mean confronting your own inadequacies. Acknowledging your position is the first courageous act towards change, an act where you strip away the superficial and allow vulnerability to reveal the truth. And that's where most people lose sight of redemption, the moment they view their setbacks as failures rather than lessons. Buffett understands that the young man scrambling to invest responsibly and the middle-aged worker grappling with debt all share one binding thread: the desire for freedom. The road is never easy, and you'll stumble, but you can take pride in the effort. So watch carefully, listen attentively. The shift in your mind starts today. It starts with embracing the simple wisdom of a man who defies the chaos of the financial world. It's time to tune out the distractions, the superficial approvals, and find your way back to your core beliefs: patience, simplicity, and dignity. The journey to peace of mind begins and ends with a commitment to live differently and strategically. Imagine drifting into a future where frustration turns into peace and anxiety morphs into freedom. This isn't just a dream, it's an achievable reality, provided you heed the wisdom of the grandfather saver and remain devoted to your transformation. You know that sinking feeling when you open your bills and realize they overshadow your every hope for a brighter future. You're caught in a relentless prison where your payments dictate your life, and every month leaves you gasping for air, desperate for approval and respect from a world that demands appearances. The hard truth is, this isn't just an unfortunate circumstance. It's a mathematical certainty. Let's break down the chilling math of debt. Picture this. You have an outstanding balance of $10,000 on a credit card with an interest rate hovering around 20%. Every month, you send in a measly payment, thinking you're chipping away at the balance. But that's an illusion. The brutal reality is that you're paying far more in interest than you're actually reducing the principal. In fact, estimates show that it could take you over a decade, yes, a decade, to wipe out that debt if you just stick to the minimum payments. And that's where most people get it wrong. They underestimate the sneaky nature of compounding interest, believing that their financial situation will naturally improve without any intervention. But here's the catch. That same compounding can turn your debt into a monstrous shadow, invading every aspect of your life. As you glance at your credit card invoice, it's not just numbers on a page, it's a thief stealing your dignity and your peace of mind. It's those moments late at night when you should be resting that turn into counting how many more months you'll be shackled to financial torment. You might be thinking, I just need a bit more money each month and I'll be okay. But that's a fantasy, a mirage in a desert of unsustainable habits. You see, beyond the cold math of debt lies the insidious trap of social status. The expectations of the world around you create a facade of wealth and success that you feel pressured to maintain. You see your friends on exotic vacations and suddenly, the discontent grows like a weed in your mind, gnawing at your self-worth. The desperate urge to keep up morphs into impulse purchases, bloating your expenses. You tell yourself it's temporary, that you'll catch up later. But here's the dirty little secret. That compelling need to project success not only drains your finances, but is a mirage of validation. Instead of confronting the root of your financial strain, you drown in lifestyle creep, the gradual, barely noticeable increase of expenses masked as you inch a bit closer to those aspirations. A new car to keep up with your peers, fancy dinners to impress colleagues, or even that latest smartphone that's a must-have. It's a web of lies, woven tighter with each purchase, pulling you deeper into a cycle of debt and despair. As that unfathomable shame rises, you must confront the fact that no one is coming to save you. The cavalry isn't galloping in, and the fantasy of last-minute rescues is just that, a fantasy. The reality is this. You are the only one standing between you and your financial freedom. Are you ready to face that uncomfortable truth? You might look to your friends or family for support and signs of relief, but while they can offer sympathy, they cannot offer solutions. Ultimately, the power to change lies solely with you. This anxiety respects no borders. Financial despair transcends geography and cultural divides. It's a communal experience shared around the globe. So, write in the comments which city or country you are watching from, and let's begin uniting this silent army of people striving for a real turnaround. Now, you might be thinking, but I'm different. Wrong. There's no exemption from this harsh reality. The truth is, you're not unique in your financial struggles. Millions find themselves wrestling with similar chains of social status and monetary challenges. When you begin to accept that you're not alone, you can reclaim your strength and understand the power of your choices moving forward. What's more alarming is that reliance on external validation creates a vicious cycle. You might feel high when you flaunt your success, but down the line, the repercussions are devastating. The masked shame festers behind a mask of temporary happiness right before it pops. Those feelings of embarrassment stop you from seeking help, from opening that conversation with a trusted friend or mentor about your financial insanity. And that's where most people crash and burn. They ignore the signs, dismissing the dilemma as something that will resolve itself with just one more bonus, one more high-paying client, or one more work project. Meanwhile, the clock keeps ticking, the bills keep accumulating, and before you know it, years diminish your hopes of ever reclaiming that sense of dignity, lost to debt and expectations. It hurts to hear this, But every month that passes without a plan is an invaluable piece of your life cruelly snatched away. The walls are closing in, and time has a way of beckoning fear, whispering doubts that erode your confidence. Don't let those shadows dictate your life. Embrace the discomfort, recognize the reality of your situation, and let it fuel your growth. This is the moment of reckoning, and it has the potential to alter your entire trajectory. In this fork of the road, you can clutch at the vine in desperation, whispering sweet nothings to your pile of debts. Or you can summon your courage and confront them head-on. The duality of your thoughts is a powerful force, but beware of letting the toxic sort rule your narrative. Instead of focusing on the burdens, redirect that energy into positives. What can you learn from all this? Understanding the cold, hard truth of your financial situation isn't meant to break you. It's meant to build you anew. The journey is often painful, but stripped of pretense and denial, you can finally see what's required of you. Consistency, perseverance, and more importantly, a willingness to change. So, as we uncover the depth of your situation, remember, this isn't an end. It's an invitation to a new beginning, a chance to rise from the ashes of unaddressed debt, the relentless weight of society's opinions, and the shackles of lifestyle creep. Take that leap of faith into accountability and responsibility. The roadmap to peace of mind starts here. Let's take this challenging journey from debt to peace of mind together. It's time to arm yourself with actionable steps, a sturdy roadmap you can follow to break free from the chains of financial despair. If you're ready to confront your reality and reclaim your dignity, I present to you the battle plan, the 18-month turnaround plan. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a tactical solution written to ignite change and rally your spirit. So let's dig in. Pillar 1, the Dignity Fund. First and foremost, we must create a dignity fund. I want you to visualize this as the beginning of your fortress against financial insecurity. Start by setting aside a modest amount, around $500 to $1,000, into a savings account dedicated solely to emergencies. That's right. This is not the time for fancy vacations or impulsive shopping sprees. Treat this fund as a sacred pledge to yourself, a lifeline that can protect against unexpected costs that would otherwise send you spiraling back into the depths of debt. And here's your first tactical step. Open a separate high-interest savings account today where you won't be tempted to dip into it for non-emergencies. But I can barely make ends meet, you might protest. I get it. But if you can carve out a mere $25 from your monthly budget, eliminate unnecessary subscriptions, skip that morning coffee, or pack your lunch instead of indulging in takeout, those small adjustments will allow your dignity fund to grow. By prioritizing savings, you start to shift the narrative from being at the mercy of financial obligations to being in control of your future. Micro hook. Plus, this small effort might just change your perspective on what you truly need. Make it a habit. Each payday, treat your dignity fund as a non-negotiable expense. Keep in mind, it might feel painful at first, but like any muscle, the more you work it, the stronger it will become. And soon, you'll be the architect of your own security. Pillar 2, the No Debt Pact. Next, I'm calling for an unwavering commitment, the No Debt Pact. No more swiping the credit card, no more borrowing from friends or family, and certainly no more accruing interest on loans that serve only to trap you deeper in a cycle of servitude. This pact is your lifeline to financial genuine freedom, and it requires courage. Commit to it with your heart and soul. Now, this isn't merely a vow. It demands action. Step 1. Cut those credit cards. Yes, I mean it. Take them out, feel the heaviness of that past burden, and cut them up. I can practically hear the gasps of disbelief. But this action carries profound symbolism. It's not just about severing plastic. It's about severing ties with the emotions and excuses that have bound you to this destructive behavior. You might think, but what if I need it for emergencies? I hear you. So here's your alternative. Transition to a cash-only or debit-only lifestyle. You'd be shocked at how quickly those funds disappear when using a card compared to counting cash. Withdraw a set amount each week and commit to living within that means. It's tough love, but it's necessary love. Microhook. And that's the first step into a world where your choices aren't driven by invisible chains. Remember, the path to dignity requires discipline. Adjust your lifestyle to this newfound freedom. Those late-night impulse purchases? Put a cork in it. Social gatherings where you fear missing out? Embrace the art of saying no to trips and activities that aren't in alignment with your financial goals. Set boundaries not only with your spending, but with the people who don't understand the transformation you're going through. You're writing a new chapter in your life, and the only voice that matters is yours. Pillar 3. The compound interest rule. The beauty of compound interest, a tool often overlooked but vital on your journey to financial recovery. You might feel a twinge of skepticism thinking, how can I afford to invest when I'm drowning in debt? I get it, but investing doesn't solely mean big stock purchases. It can mean investing in yourself. Your knowledge is invaluable. Take a moment to educate yourself on personal finance. Read books, listen to podcasts, or enroll in a local class. Start small. All it takes is an hour a week devoted to learning. The knowledge you gain will empower you to make better decisions, enabling you to avoid the same pitfalls that brought you to this place of debt. Also, let's apply this wisdom practically. Once your dignity fund is intact, shift your focus on paying off that debt. Use the snowball method, where you tackle smaller debts first, gaining momentum and confidence with each paid-off bill. This strategy builds psychological strength, creating a sense of victory that is vital to your mental pivot toward financial success. Microhook. The secret that follows could save your retirement. As debts shrink, redirect those same payments you were making into investments or savings to capitalize on the compound interest advantage. Over time, even small contributions will burgeon into a nest egg. Visualize your future self, having saved enough for that dream vacation or your child's education. It's possible, but you have to commit to the process. Pillar 4. The accountability network. Finally, embrace the power of community with the accountability network. Loop in a trusted friend or family member who shares your financial values. Share your dignity fund goals, your no-debt pact, and your learning journey. Accountability is a game changer. The mere act of sharing your mission will not only make you feel supported, but will keep you in check when temptations inevitably arise. Furthermore, seek out financial communities. There are countless online forums and local groups dedicated to financial literacy and debt reduction. Engage with them. Share your experiences and glean insight from their journeys. Find inspiration in those who have triumphed over their debt. Microhook. And that's where most people get it wrong. They think they can go it alone. Strength lies in numbers. You'll discover motivation and realize that those struggles you face are universal. The battle against debt is tough, but with partners by your side, it morphs into a shared struggle, a collective determination to rise above the chaos. As we lay out this tactical solution for the 18-month turnaround plan, hold tight to these non-negotiable pillars. Embrace the dignity fund, stick to your no-debt pact, educate yourself on compound interest, and build your accountability network. This is how we reclaim your dignity, reboot your financial approach, and ignite the spark of peace of mind. Every step you take today is a seed planted for the rewarding future you deserve. Remember, it's not just about escaping debt, it's about transforming your entire relationship with money. You have the power to turn this ship around. Are you ready to embrace the challenge? The time is now. Let's move forward together. As you embark on this journey from debt to peace of mind, it's imperative to prepare for the mental battles that lie ahead. The road to financial recovery is not solely paved with strategic plans and actionable steps. It's also filled with temptation, envy, and social pressures that can derail even the sturdiest of resolve. Let's delve into the crucial aspect of armor against relapse. We will not only confront the external pressures that can influence your journey, but also cultivate the mindset that fortifies you against potential setbacks. Imagine for a moment living in a neighborhood where the trimmed lawns, gleaming vehicles, and ostentatious displays of wealth are universal. You might walk down the street, seeing your neighbors flaunting their latest luxury purchases. A shiny new car parked in the driveway, the unmistakable scent of fresh paint from their newly renovated home wafting through the air. All of these sights may whisper one word in your ear: envy. And that's where most people get it wrong. They succumb to the alluring facade of success, forgetting that the gleam of superficiality often masks perilous financial realities. While your neighbors might roll in money, they might also be wrestling with debt chains far heavier than you can imagine. The lesson here is straightforward. Your worth isn't measured against the material possessions of others. This isn't just about deciphering envy. It's about crafting a mental framework that allows you to stand firm against social comparisons. What you see is not always what it seems. Envy is a toxic emotion that lures you into a futile cycle of spending, steering you directly towards the very habits you're striving to avoid. Recognizing this is crucial to your mental pivot. You must remind yourself of the true nature of wealth. It does not reside solely in possessions, but in the freedom and peace that comes with financial dignity. To arm yourself against this mental onslaught, practice the art of mindful spending. Each time you feel that pang of jealousy, pause and ask yourself, is this desire genuine, or is it manufactured by the convincing allure of others? Breathe. This moment of reflection prevents you from falling into the trap of impulse decisions. Moreover, surround yourself with positive influences, those who appreciate your journey towards financial prudence. Sometimes, this might mean distancing yourself from friends or acquaintances who don't hold the same values or who provoke feelings of inadequacy. And that's perfectly okay. By consciously choosing your circle, you cultivate a support system that encourages growth rather than sabotage. And that's the first step into a world where your choices aren't dictated by others' standards. Engage with like-minded individuals who are on the same financial path. Join local or online groups focused on personal finance. Your commitment to improvement will inspire others, and their successes will light your path. Now, let's paint a picture of your future vision. Flash forward to 2026. You're standing in a place of tranquility, and the weight you once carried has been lifted. The gray specter of fear that once loomed over your financial decisions has dissipated. You've transformed your relationship with money, achieving the peace you've longed for. Can you see it? Visualize waking up on a sunny morning, devoid of the usual dread that flooded your mind each time you opened your eyes. Instead of fearing the bills that pile up, you glance at your budget planner, where you've adeptly mapped out every dollar with intention and purpose. There it is, your dignity fund, flourishing, standing as a testament to your discipline and resilience. You can finally plan those vacations, contribute to your children's education, or even support causes close to your heart. This freedom you feel, it's indescribable. You head to coffee with a friend, no longer torturing yourself about your spending choices. Your decisions aren't sparked by envy, but by desire and fulfillment. You choose where and how to spend, free from the shackles of debt that once dictated your life. Picture hosting weekend gatherings at your home, exuding a sense of calm not just because of the absence of financial stress, but because of the peace that radiates from your renewed priorities. There's joy in your life's simplicity, the laughter that fills the air overshadowing any pressure you used to feel to impress. Conversations revolve around shared experiences rather than bragging rights. This is the magic of your commitment. The palpable difference between 2022 and 2026 is the transformation of your mind. Instead of just surviving, you're thriving. And that's where it all begins, through small, enduring habits that inch you towards this magnificent reality. Remember, sacrifice today is the seed for your future peace. As you tread this new path, fortify yourself with reminders of the desires that truly matter. Acknowledge the momentary pangs of envy, but refuse to let them dictate your actions. Channel that energy into your financial goals instead. Each time you resist the urge to leap into the grasp of societal pressure, imagine that vision of 2026 growing stronger and clearer. If you hold on to that mental picture, it becomes a beacon that guides you through the tough times. The waters of temptation will appear less turbulent when the lighthouse of your goals remains in sight. As we navigate this complex landscape together, let's summarize the strategies to reinforce your mental armor against relapse. 1. Practice mindful spending. Before each purchase, pause and reflect. Determine if the desire is truly yours or driven by external influences. 2. Surround yourself wisely. Choose companions who support your financial goals. Build an uplifting community that encourages your transformation. Distance yourself from those who hinder your progress. 3. Visualize your future. Keep the image of your successful 2026 fresh in your mind. Let this vision fuel your motivation, offering clarity through life's complexities. 4. Resist envy. Embrace your journey. Remember that your worth isn't determined by others' possessions or appearances. Recognize that true wealth lies not in imitation, but in the autonomy of choice. You now hold the keys to protecting your mental fortress. As you step boldly along your path toward financial transformation, equip yourself not only with the necessary tactical plans, but also with an unwavering mindset, grounded in understanding, acceptance, and vision. Embrace the journey and prepare to emerge on the other side, strong, resilient, and finally at peace. The clock is ticking, and your time for change is now. Let's make it happen. You're standing at the edge of a profound journey. Look closely. You've gathered potent weapons to reclaim your dignity. You're armed with strategies driven by purpose and facing the welcomed horizon of change, the aftermath of your 18-month turnaround plan. This is no mere initiative. This represents a life transformation. The level of discomfort you might experience along this path is valid, and it's normal to feel ambivalence in the face of the unknown. But I urge you, face forward. This is your moment. It's time for the harsh truth. The fragments of your past won't magically disappear. They will linger as reminders of the battles fought and lessons learned. Acknowledge them, embrace your circumstances, but do not allow them to define your trajectory. Every choice you made brought you here, and every choice you make from this point onward has the potential to reshape your future. But here's the crux, the question that haunts us all in our quieter moments. Are you willing to commit to this journey of transformation? It's more than just adhering to a plan. It's about fundamentally altering your relationship with money, self-worth, and the expectations of others. You've walked through the darkness of despair. You've tasted the bitterness of shame, insecurity, and fear. You know well the haunting whispers of doubt that claw at the edges of progress. Each of you has a voice echoing through those dark nights spent wrestling with bills and anxieties. But now, the time has come to silence that voice with action. A decisive action rooted in the principles you've toiled to learn. And that's where most people falter. They step back from commitment, thinking they can float on the fringes of change without fully engaging in the process. Have you ever seen a ship wander aimlessly without a captain? Without direction, it risks being tossed around by whatever winds fate decides. The journey to financial dignity can, and will, demand sacrifices. Are you ready to embrace that discomfort? The only way out is through. Think carefully about where this 18-month turnaround plan will set you by 2026. Not just financially, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Picture that future again, the stress that once consumed you like heavy fog lifting to reveal crystal-clear clarity. Your life can vibrate with purpose rather than fear, but you must confront choice, daily choices that add up, choices steeped in discipline and commitment. That vision of yourself, thriving, free, unshackled by debts and shame, is begging you to take that leap into reality. To nurture the Dignity Fund, adhere to the No Debt Pact, educate yourself on the principles of financial growth, and build a robust accountability network. It won't happen overnight. Nothing of value ever does. But if you toil through discomfort today, the future will yield abundance beyond measure. And that's where many give up hope. They underestimate the power of persistence. It's easy to be overwhelmed by the minutiae of your current situation. But I assure you, sacrifice and sheer willpower will catalyze the change you seek. Take this moment to express gratitude for yourself, for your willingness to face the demons of your financial past and pull yourself back from the brink. You must acknowledge the strength you've summoned. It's the very marrow of transformation. Thank you, I say sincerely, for taking the time to explore this journey with me. You've extended precious time, your most finite resource, to step into your future. Time will not wait, nor will it waver in retribution. So let's remind our hearts of the value of this commitment. Each small victory, the photon of excitement when you see your Dignity Fund grow, the moment you expertly resist a purchasing temptation, or when you share your financial story with your armed circle of accountability, those are worth celebrating. Each is a testament to your growth and resilience. And as you navigate this new chapter, remember the profound wisdom of Warren Buffett, the grandfather saver himself. The best investment you can make is in yourself. The more you learn, the more you earn. This isn't just a cliche. It's an anchor you should carry with you through the turbulent times. Knowledge is power. Knowledge shields you against the pitfalls of impulse and the allure of unsustainable habits. The truth is, as you make strides towards reclaiming your financial dignity, you're not merely transforming your own life. You're altering the narratives of those around you. Your success will ripple through your family, your friends, and your community. By reclaiming your future and facing the uncomfortable with audacity, you expand the horizon of possibilities not just for yourself, but for countless others who are teetering on the edge of despair. Engage with that thought. What if your journey becomes a beacon of hope for others? What if they look to you and say, if they can do it, so can I? The impact of your transformation has the potential to create a sweeping wave of change, inviting those around you to join the march toward resilience. You stand on the threshold. Seize it. Tie the knots of your commitment tighter, reinforce your resolve, and move forward into this transformative space ripe with possibility. Remember, this isn't just about the financial strategies encapsulated in the 18-month plan. It's about building a new identity, a person defined not by past mistakes, but by the strength of will to rise above them. So, as we prepare to fade into the gravity of this moment, remember, every decision ripples outwards. The compassion you show yourself is contagious. The persistence you exercise can inspire, and the dignity you reclaim will nurture generations to come. Together, we will walk through the fog of uncertainty toward the solid ground of the future you deserve. Embrace the discomfort and rise. The time has come to unlock your potential and redefine what it means to be free. Fade to black.